Hey guys, it's Moldy Bongwater here. This is a bit of a different kind of video. Today I'm gonna be doing like a record collection video, which I don't know. Alright, I got some cool shit, so I guess I'll show it off. First of all, this is The Doors' Strange Days, one of my favorite albums. However, I inherited it, and it doesn't have the front cover. The front cover, what the fuck do you call it? The sleeve? This is the sleeve, the jacket, I guess. But yeah, that's Strange Days by The Doors, one of my favorite albums ever. And I have these organized by release date, so that one was 1967. Moving on a bit to 1970, we have Emerson, Lake and Palmer's debut self-titled album. Some good shit on here, namely the first side. Lucky Man kind of But yeah, cool album. There's an ear right here, bet you didn't notice that. But yeah, Emerson, Lake and Palmer self-titled. We got Frank Zappa, Chunga's Revenge, Funny Big Chungus album. This is actually like the first known instance of Big Chungus referenced in modern day media. And the gatefold, it's got that interesting artwork, if I can get it to focus. And it's got, yep, that was also 1970. And then continuing on, the last one from 1970 is this Cruel Sister by the Pentangle. It's like kind of contemporary British folk takes on traditional British folk songs. And it's got Jack Orion, like 18-minute song that has some kind of rock influences. And yeah, that's pretty cool. And then here is possibly my favorite, one of my favorite albums of all time. First Utterance by Comus from 1971. This is obviously a modern reissue, I think, from 2017, because the original record, or the original like 1971 pressing, it's worth like thousands of dollars. So it's got that weird artwork contrasting to this on the inside, and then that's the back. So you can, it's like a continuation of the front, which I think is pretty cool. And here is Fragile by Yes from 1971. This is, I think, a 1972 pressing, and it really sucks. I got this for like $10, and it has a hole in it, so I can't fucking play the record, but yeah. And going on to 1972, we have Emerson, Lake and Palmer's Trilogy. I think this is their third album. Not exactly sure. It's got a message for Rick there. Put in folder and do not stack. I actually haven't listened to this one yet. There's a cool sunset right there, and it says Sherry. It's got that gatefold artwork. Continuing with 1972, we have A Tab in the Ocean by Nectar, one of my favorite songs and my favorite albums. And it's a really cool like splatter color variant. Obviously a modern day reissue. I'll like go ahead and show you the splatter thingy. So yeah, this is the record itself. Yeah, it's a clear with like yellow and green splatter, which is pretty sexy. Alright, moving on to 1973, we have Rick Wakeman's The Six Wives of Henry VIII, which is an interesting little concept instrumental prog album. It's got all this guy's keyboards. He's got a lot of keyboards. And then it shows the actual Six Wives of Henry VIII on the back there. We got the Gay Triangle here. Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. You know the move, like the rainbow with the heartbeat. Pretty gay, if I do say so myself. This is a really old pressing. I don't know, like, what does that say? Honestly, I have no idea what pressing this is. It's a 1973 Harvest pressing. I gotta sneeze. maybe not. Alright, going on to 1974, we have Turn of the Cards by Renaissance. It's got a sticker for $7. I don't know why they put it on the record and not on the sleeve. I guess so like people can't put a cheaper album or put a more expensive album in the cheaper sleeve. It has this giant sticker right here, which is really ugly. But yeah, you got Turn of the Cards by Renaissance. This is not a gatefold, but I have no idea what pressing this is, and it skips a lot, so I don't listen to it that often. 1975, we got Mask by Kansas. Very underrated Kansas album. Got the Record Exchange sticker on there. Fuck you, focus. Alright, yeah. And then focus again, bitch. Okay. Yeah, it's got all the Kansas bitches, and yeah, this guy's head is made of a bunch of fish, which I think is awesome. Here's some wacky album artwork. We got Recycled by Nectar from 1975. We got Boobies. This 4 gears that are turning a big gear with... Honestly, I can't even begin to describe this. This is also a gatefold, but there's no art on the... Well, there's that, I guess. There's a minimal amount of art on the gatefold, and it's mostly just lyrics. And then there's similarly styled art on the back. This is a 1975 pressing. I don't know if it's first, but I don't really care. I just listen to it. Here's Leftoverture by Kansas. Obviously, one of the greatest prog albums of all time. One of the greatest American prog albums of all time. Just a classic from 1976. It's got that on the back. Track listing, all that shit. Also from 1976, and also with a crazy looking artwork, is Bo Hansen's Attic Thoughts from 1976. I don't know if I said that already. You got a insect guy playing a 3-tiered piano. You got the pigs over here. A city in the back with this mouth thing. And yeah, this is also $8 at the Record Exchange. Alright, continuing with 1976, you got The Romantic Warrior by Return to Forever. Rest in Peace, Chick Corea. This is a great jazz fusion album, one of the best jazz fusion albums I've ever heard, with a kind of medieval theme. Pretty interesting. That's a nice looking logo. Last Kansas album, and the last album from the 70s, is Point of No Return from 1977. My personal favorite Kansas album. It's got this cool, like, dragon-looking ass artwork, and then the track listing on the back. Okay, continuing to fast forward all the bad years for music. I don't have a single album released from 1977 to 1999, which is incredibly based. We got Black Foliage animation music by the Olivia Tremor Control. One of the members of the Elephant Six recording group, which Neutral Milk Hotel was in, but I hate Neutral Milk Hotel, so these guys are a lot better. It's got this cool, like, weird abstract artwork on the cover and the back, and it's got the same kind of shit in the middle. Double album, gatefold, all that. Then we have this is not my favorite album, but it's my favorite record I have. It's this nice cardboard, like matte cardboard, I've said cardboard so many times. Like a raw cardboard thing, and it has, this art is so fucking cool, and even the art on the inside of this is just amazing. And it shows, like, there's only 4 tracks on this album, but there's, like, it shows all the movements of all the tracks in this really, like, rough kind of sketch style. And it's got that on the back. This is Constellation Pressing. They always do incredible stuff. Back to prog, we got Porcupine Trees 2007 album. What the fuck is it called? Fear of a Blank Planet, that's it. kind of modern prog rock delving into progressive metal at some times. It's really dumb because there's, if you see this, there's one 7-minute track that takes up a whole side of the record, which is very dumb. This is a gatefold. There's this shit in the inside of the gatefold, and yeah. Here's Riverside's 2009 release, Anno Domini High Definition, or ADHD as people call it, as it was intended to be shortened to. It's technically listed as an EP, but it's for like 45 minutes long, so I would not call that an EP at all. Yeah, we got lyrics here, we got these Polish guys, and the art's pretty cool. So yeah. Now we get on to possibly my favorite band, Opeth. I do not have any of the old Opeth, but this is their 2014 release, Pale Communion, my second. Honestly, I can't pick favorites that well. But yeah, it's one of my favorite Opeth albums, Pale Communion. It's got this artwork in the middle, and then that with all the cards on the back. This is on clear vinyl. Pretty interesting. This is Between the Buried and Me's 2018 released Automata 2. It's got this shit in the middle. I only listen to this for the proverbial bellow. I don't really care about any of the other tracks. I just bought this because I wanted to get a record, which is a very dumb thing to do. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Unless you want to get into new music, which is cool. But I recommend doing that in, dollar bins, bargain bins. This was like $23. Don't do that if you're going to spend $23 on a random record that you have no clue what it is. So yeah, it's got 4 tracks. This one's got a long track and a short track, and this one's got 2 longer tracks. Second to last, the penultimate record is Opeth's newest 2019 release, In Cauda Venenum. It's got the main artwork that you eventually find out is being placed on the tongue of a giant beast here, which is pretty awesome. And then you got the 5 Opeth guys on a scorpion. And yeah. Finally, we have Thank You Scientist's 2019 release, Terraformer, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's about 85 minutes long of just, I don't even know what to call it. It's got pop influences, jazz fusion, jazz metal, prog rock, prog metal, all that shit. And they've got 8 different people in the band, and it's got all these tracks, only 13 tracks for basically an hour and a half long album, which is pretty whack. Yeah, and this album cover is amazing. You got the earth with an eighth of it taken out. Got butterflies, a dude sitting on the earth. Actually, yeah, that's the drummer who's actually transgender, so a woman sitting on the earth. I don't know, I think that's the same guy. And the earth, another earth on the stairs, and that. So yeah, that's my record collection. Pretty small, but some good shit in there. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, and